Okay, hi, welcome everybody to the class. And let's go ahead and start with closing our eyes. And we can come into an easy sitting position, or you can come into hero's pose, Virasana. So whatever's most comfortable, but if you'd like to come up onto your shins and then you can sit onto your heels, this is a very healthy posture to start the class with. So why don't we start with the palms facing down and closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders down. So this is an intermediate class, but I will definitely cater to your needs in case we have to do some variations. Always listen to your body. So let's begin. Take a deep inhale through the nostrils and slowly exhaling out. Take a couple more here. Inhaling deeply, lengthening the spine, relaxing the shoulders down, and exhaling slowly through the nostrils. One more time, inhaling deeply, tuning into that silence inside, feeling grounded and centered. And slowly blinking open the eyes, we'll come into our first posture of cat and cow. So coming into all fours. And then we'll inhale and gaze forward up to the sky and arching the back of the hips up to the sky. And exhale, we're going to arch and come into our cat posture. So doing this a couple times, inhaling, coming up, maybe closing the eyes, and then exhale slowly, arching the spine into our cat. Maybe bending the elbows to get a little further into that. And then inhale, coming into our cow. Do this a couple more times, really warming up the spine here. In your own time, in your own breath. Couple more, loosening up the spine, maybe doing a couple circles with the hips. And coming into a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle. So we'll lift up the right arm to the side, the palm down to the floor, and then we're going to thread it right through, resting the cheek onto the mat and opening up the upper spine. You can bring that arm all the way out in front of you, the one that is bent here. Yes, excellent. Or if you're feeling extra stretchy today, you can actually take that top arm and twist it around to meet your inner quadricep. So just taking a deep inhale, opening up the upper back. And with the next exhale, bringing the arm back over to center and coming back to our neutral spine. And we'll do the other side. So lifting the left arm up and threading it through like a needle and thread and allowing the head to rest onto the mat. So maybe lifting the arm up and over, or for a deeper twist and stretch, can actually come around and come into a nice twist, lifting the shoulder up to the sky. Remembering to breathe in the posture, so deep inhales through the nose, envisioning the upper spine opening, getting a nice stretch there. And then with the next exhale, if you have that arm twisted around, you can bring it back and use it to push yourself up into a neutral spine. Excellent. So we're going to come up onto our knees and come into our gate posture. If you feel like you need more support for your knees, please fold your mat so that you can come up onto it. Hips distance apart. And then we're going to bring the right leg out to the side. And maintaining that grounded centerness with the knee that is down. I'm going to inhale the arm up to the sky and slowly come down towards the leg. Opening up the side body and the ribs, maybe gazing up to the sky. Inhaling and exhale, coming back to center. And we'll do the other side. And inhaling up. Opening up the ribs, the side body gazing up towards the sky. A nice deep stretch on the side. And then slowly coming back to center. Nice, bringing the leg back down. And we're going to face this part of the mat and we're going to come into our first down dog. So coming onto all fours, curling the toes under, and then pushing the hips up to the sky, maintaining a micro bend in the knees, and maybe bicycling here. So bending one knee at a time, opening up the hips, opening up the back, spreading the fingers wide on the mat, finding a nice grounded first down dog. Excellent. So then with the next inhale, we'll gaze forward and slowly walk to the front of the mat and allow the body to just hang down like a willow tree in our first forward fold. Grounding down on the legs, we'll slowly start to come up one vertebrae at a time, rolling up nice and gentle, letting the head be the last thing that comes up. Excellent. So we're going to start warming up with 2 sun salutation A's. So Surya Namaskara A, we'll do it 2 times, and we'll welcome the sun. So we'll face the sun, palms to the heart. And inhale, hands up and overhead. The gaze is at the thumbs. Exhale, hands to a T, slowly bending the knees as we dive forward. And allowing the head to hang down. Inhale, hands to the shins, and we'll halfway lift. So nice flat spine. And then exhale down again. Placing the hands on the mat, we'll slowly step back into our plank posture. And then we'll bring the knees down to the mat, elbows close to the body, and doing a nice soft push-up all the way down, and then coming onto our bellies and up into our cobra. Gazing up, and then exhaling, we'll come back down into a child's pose. Pushing the hips to meet the heels, tops of the feet flat on the mat, and allowing the forehead to just lay against the mat. We're going to take a deep inhale and exhale through the forehead down into the mat, letting any thoughts that don't suit us seep through the body and into the floor. One more deep inhale here. Exhaling again through the forehead into the mat. And then we're going to come up into all fours on the next inhale. So inhale up, curling the toes under, pushing the hips up to the sky into down dog. So inhaling, gazing forward, and stepping or jumping to the front of the mat. Exhale down. Inhale, hands to the shins, halfway lift. Exhale down once again. And inhale all the way up. Palms together, thumbs to the forehead and down to the heart. So we'll do it one more time. Inhaling, arms up and over. Deep inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Swan dive, micro bending the knees. Inhale, hands to the shins, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale down. placing the hands on the mat, stepping or jumping to plank. This time you can either bring the knees down or elbows close to the body as we come into our push-up chaturanga. And then coming into our up dog or cobra, exhaling down dog. Bicycling the knees here, side to side, opening the hips. Inhale, gaze forward, and jump or step to the front of the mat. Exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Hands up and overhead. Nice stretch to the sides of the body. Palms to the forehead and to the heart. I think we should do one more, and this time, following your own breath, I'll make the cues as concise as possible so you can tune in here. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, jump or step to plank. And exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Coming up, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, back to down dog. Let's open up the backs of the legs and the bottoms of the feet by cycling, bending the knees, coming all the way up onto our tippy toes. And then exhale, let's bring those heels a little closer to the floor. Excellent. Spreading the fingers wide, a nice base. Relaxing the head down. Shooting those hips up to the sky. Excellent. Relaxing those shoulders, hips, yeah, that's it. Relaxing the head down. Okay, inhale, gazing forward. Slowly walk to the front of the mat. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Hands up and overhead. Thumbs to the forehead and down to the heart. So I know it's warm with the sunshine, guys, but we're gonna do Surya Namaskara B. So we'll do this a little bit more just to warm up the body even more so we can get into some good postures. So it begins with chair. So we're gonna bring the feet close together. And with chair, when you come down, you just wanna make sure you can always see your toes so that's not to hurt the knees. So with the inhale, we're gonna bring the hands sweeping down, almost as if we're lifting up grains of sand and then coming up into our chair, really sitting back, bringing that belly in, so belly button to the spine. Gazing down, making sure you can see your toes. Beautiful chairs. Relaxing the shoulders. And exhale, release, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands to the mat and jump or step to chaturanga. Coming up. And then back down, down dog. Inhale the right leg up to the sky, bending the knee, opening up the hips, maybe gazing between the right arm. And then exhale, bringing that foot to the middle of the hands, rotating the back heel, a 45-degree angle. Bringing the hands to the hips, finding that strength in both legs, and inhaling up into our warrior one. Hands up and overhead, finding that strong balance. Bending the front knee slightly. And then exhale, coming back down, hands to the mat, stepping the foot back, and chaturanga down. Inhaling up, and exhaling down dog. Inhaling the left leg up, bending the knee, opening up the hip. And then bringing that foot between the hands, rotating the back heel down, hands to the hips, engaging the core and the legs. Inhaling all the way up, relaxing the shoulders down. And then exhaling, hands to the mat, front foot back, Knees down or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Jump or step to the front of the mat. Exhale, head down. Interlace the fingers and place them behind the skull. And just allow for the weight of the body to fall down towards the earth. Releasing the hands down. Bringing the feet a little closer together, bending the knees, and we're gonna sweep up again into our chair. So with chair, we don't want to necessarily stick the butt out. We want to kind of cave it in and really work the abdomen. Exactly. And then inhale, we're going to come back up, lengthening the legs and bringing the hands to the heart. Excellent. So we'll do that one more time. So inhale, coming into chair, belly button to spine. Exhale, down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Step or jump to plank, knees down or chaturanga all the way down. Up dog, gazing up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up, bending the knee, opening up the hips. Exhale, planting that foot in between the hands, rotating the back heel down. Hands to the hips, grounding with the feet, inhaling up, warrior one. Arms up to the sky, palms together, gazing up. Exhale, hands down to the mat, bringing the front foot back, knees down or elbows close, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up, bending the knee. Exhale, foot to the front between the hands, rotating the back heel down. Hands to the hips, grounding in the feet, inhaling warrior one. Hands together above the head, gazing up. Bringing the hands down to the mat, foot back, and last chaturanga here, all the way down, gazing forward. Inhale up, and exhale, down dog. Bicycling the feet here. Inhale, gazing forward. Jump or step to the front of the mat. And allowing the head to hang down. Inhale, bending the knees, toes together, and coming into Utkatasana, chair posture. Belly in. One more inhale here. And then exhaling, sweeping those arms down, hands to the heart, straightening the legs. Excellent. So we're going to take a big stance with our left foot, and we'll come into Prasarita Padottanasana, so wide-legged forward fold. So let's keep the feet parallel to the sides of the mat. And we'll inhale, open the chest up to the sky. Exhale, micro-bending the knees as we come with a flat back into our first fold. Maintaining the hands in the hips and envisioning the top of the head hitting the mat eventually. Bringing the elbows close together. Excellent. Forward folds are great for tuning in. Okay, and with the next inhale, we're going to come up into a flat back. And then pushing down with the feet, slowly coming all the way up. So we'll come into Prasarita Padottanasana B, which we'll just inhale, gaze up, and exhale, coming all the way down. We'll bring the hands down to the mat this time. And you can bring the hands out like this to get a nice extra stretch. And then if anybody feels comfortable at this point to come into tripod handstand, please do so. But if not, then please stay where you are. And take one more deep inhale. And then the next exhale, bring our hands to the hips, bending the knees, flat back, coming all the way up. So inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Take a deep breath in, opening the chest up to the sky. And then slowly folding all the way, micro bending the knees. Beautiful. Nice. And then with the next inhale, slowly coming back up, we'll come into one more of these forward folds. So inhale, gaze up, open the chest. Exhale, bringing our peace fingers to meet our big toe and bending the elbows up to the sky to further push our heads closer to the mat. Excellent. So trying to relax into every posture, remembering to tune into your own body. So inhaling, we'll bring the hands to the hips and slowly come all the way up. Okay, we'll rotate the front foot over to the mat, and we'll bend the front leg and come into warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders down, making sure the knee does not go over the ankle, so a nice 90-degree angle. Gazing right in between the front finger. Inhale, palm up to the sky, and exhale, reverse warrior, opening up the ribs to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to bring the hand, forearm to meet the bent leg, coming into Parsva Konasana. The gaze is at the top hand. And if you want a little extra abdomen workout, you can actually lift that arm up. So first engage the core and then lift up. And feel that length as if someone is pushing you at each hand. Make nice and long. And then we can bring the hand down to the floor. And if you'd like to come into the bind, please do so now. So just coming around, reaching over and grabbing the hand and maintaining the gaze up to the sky. Deep inhale. And then exhale, coming out of the bind and pushing up, coming back into our warrior two. And then we'll rotate over to the other side, warrior two. Inhale, flipping the front palm to the sky, and exhaling, coming into your reverse warrior. Inhale deeply. Exhale, coming into side angle pose. So bringing the forearm to the knee. Beautiful. So from here, you can lift up the arm to get an even more of an abdomen stretch workout. And then placing the hand down on the mat. It's really feeling like somebody is grabbing one end of your foot and the other hand and really lengthening you out. And if you'd like to come into the bind, please do so now. So just wrapping the arm around and gazing up to the sky. Breathing in deeply. And then exhale, coming back up to warrior two. And then rotating the foot over into our wide plank, and then we'll just come to the top of the mat. So I thought we would try half moon today. So it's a nice balancing posture. So the way I'd like to come into it is to come into our warrior two stance. And then from here, you just find your focal point so that you're balanced and grounded. And you can bring your hand to your hip and then slowly begin to tiptoe down, and you can bring your hand to the floor. The gaze to the floor is more for grounding and balance, but eventually you can try to bring the gaze up to the sky and breathe and slowly come down. So you can play with it and have fun with it, but let's give it a try. So warrior two, and then slowly coming into our half moon. And if you feel comfortable with this posture, you can also bring the hand to the heart, the one that is up in the sky. And then slowly, when you're ready, releasing and coming back down to the mat. And we'll play with the other side. So just knowing that each side is different, and maybe you find balance on one and on the other one it's different. So I can demonstrate one more time. Warrior two, and then tiptoeing over, maybe gazing up. And remembering to breathe, always breathing. And then and coming out of it whenever you're ready. First we'll come into our plank posture, and then bring the knees down. And bring the right hand right underneath the face, just so that we can see it. And then you can either keep the knee down on the mat and come up into our variation of side plank, or you can come into a full side plank. Whatever suits your body today. And from here, we'll come back down into our plank posture, bringing the right foot on the outside of the right hand, and bringing the back knee down to the mat, top of the foot down, and we'll come into our lizard posture. So you can eventually bring the forearms down to the mat and get nice and cozy in there. So inhaling deeply, opening up the hips. And then exhaling, we're gonna bring that leg back down into our plank posture. We'll bring the knees down and come into our side plank on the other side. Whether it be the variation or the full side plank. And then coming back into our plank posture, we'll bring the left foot on the outside of the left hand and the back knee down, top of the foot down. Maybe forearms to the mat, opening up the hips, closing the eyes, breathing deeply into the hips. With every exhale, feeling the weight of the body a little deeper down towards the mat. The next inhale, we're going to push back up, our hands back up to the mat, and we'll bring the front foot back and come into our down dog posture. And we're gonna try a standing split. So from here, we can slowly walk our feet closer to our hands so that we're in a bit of a forward fold posture. And we can take the right foot back, maintaining the hands on the mat, can start to lift the right foot up. Finding a gaze on the floor, the drishti in one spot. Engaging the core, belly button to spine. Maybe bringing one hand to meet the ankle. Maybe the other. So a nice balance and just playing with it. And lengthening the heel to the back towards the ocean. So flexing that heel. engaging the core. Nice. And from here, we can try and just move into our warrior three. So maybe bringing the hands to the hips, maintaining that long line, the heel flex, the back foot flex so that the heel is shooting out. Hands in airplane, or maybe just in front. And then exhaling the hands down when you're ready, bringing the leg down and folding forward, resting in your forward fold, bending the knees, and maybe even hugging behind the knees. Just kind of resting here a little bit, allowing the head to fall down. Let the weight fall towards the mat. And then we'll release the hands down to the mat and work on the other side. So this time bringing the left foot back and up, coming into our standing split on the other side. Maybe playing with your balance by bringing one hand and the other to meet the shin of the right grounded foot. Flexing the back foot so the heel is shooting out towards the ocean. Engaging the core, belly to the spine. With all that strength in our core, bringing the hands to the hips, warrior three. Shooting the back heel towards the ocean, hands in airplane, or shooting out in front, long, lean body. One more deep inhale, exhale, gently coming back to the mat and bringing both legs folding forward once again into your restful forward fold, bending the knees and allowing the body to just have a little moment of rest and relaxation. So maybe bicycling the feet almost and just kind of shaking it out side to side. Yeah. So if you guys would like to try and jump into a handstand, you can. If not, you can stay in your forward fold, or you can just play with the concept of jumping into a handstand and not actually do it today. But there's a few different ways of doing it, so I find the best is first make a very wide, strong base by like exaggerating your fingers to be incredibly wide, right in front. And then you can come into your down dog, but with the hips a little bit more, and into your tiptoes. And there's something called Shatki kicks, which you just bend your knees. First to get grounded, find that focal point right in front of your hands. So you can just play with this. Bringing the hips up and eventually. So those are Shakti kicks, and even doing that, the energy and the blood flow to the brain is very invigorating. Or you can do one foot at a time by placing the left foot a little closer and then just it's nice to do this with a wall because then you feel that confidence that there's a wall to catch you. We'll come into child's pose and place the forehead on the mat. Okay, taking a deep inhale from here. We're going to slowly roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time, coming back into our hero posture. Nice tall spine. We'll come into all fours, curling the toes under, lifting the hips up. Slowly walk the feet so that they're on the outside of each hand. We'll come into our Garland squat, Halasana squat. So the heels down on the floor. And then we can slowly come into our Garland pose. So I feel like the wider the stance, the easier it is to get the heels on the floor. Yeah. This is a very primal posture. In Western society, it's probably not the most comfortable posture, although it's incredibly good for our bodies. So you can either stay in your Malasana squat and play with this new feeling, maybe not very often that we're in these kind of postures, or you can try and be adventurous and go for a crow, for a Bakasana. So it's another arm balance, and our arms are warm enough for them at this point. So spreading the fingertips wide, and then the gaze for crow is forward, so maintaining the gaze steady, and then coming into our tiptoes, and we create a little shelf with our forearms for our knees. And then maybe we bring up one foot, maybe the other, and then we try to straighten our arms. So this is a lot of core. And then eventually we can... Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. And then from this posture, when you're ready to come down, since we're in the position, we can come into a headstand. But again, listen to your body. If this feels like too much intermediate, then please refrain and please go into child's or do whatever suits your body. But if you'd like to try and be upside down, then you can interlace the fingers and you almost make a little cradle for your head, and you place the top of the skull right in between your cradle. To find the top of the skull, I usually put my thumbs on my temples, and then I meet the index fingers together, and where those land, that's the top of your skull. So sometimes touching it, then it gives you awareness of where it is. And interlacing the fingers here in strong forearms. So perpendicular to the shoulder, we'll slowly place the top of the head down, curl the toes under, push the hips up to the sky, and maybe this is your headstand today, and that's perfectly okay. In fact, please do listen to your body, and if this is where it feels okay, then please stay here. But if you'd like to try and adventure a little more, then maybe tiptoeing the feet a little closer to the face and engaging the core. Slowly coming up into headstand. Breathing deeply, flexing the feet. Relaxing the shoulders so that they don't cave or crowd the neck. Okay, slowly come down. Yeah, and go straight into child's pose. And taking a deep inhale in and slowly rolling up, pushing ourselves up the hands. We're going to sit onto our right side and allow the legs to come in front of us. And we're going to come into our forward fold. So inhaling the arms up, and then exhale, bending the knees slightly as we fold forward and allowing the body to just rest in our forward fold. Bending the knees as much as you can to find comfort in this pose. And then we're going to inhale and curl all the way back up, bringing the hands to the mat, fingertips facing the hips, pointing the toes, and we're going to lift our hips up to the sky in tabletop position, chin close to the chest. And exhale, coming back down, and we'll come into our twist. So right leg bent and over the other side of the knee. And then we'll inhale, grow long and tall. And then exhale, bring the left hand over the right knee and the right hand behind us to come into our twist. If you'd like to try a blind, you can interlace the hand through this little hole and then come to meet the bind. So inhaling deeply into your twist and then exhaling, coming back to center. And we'll do the other side. So bringing the leg over and inhale, long spine, and then with the exhale we twist. And gazing over the left shoulder out to the ocean. So twists are really good for detoxing the liver. They're really good for wringing out the body of any toxins and things that can stay and stagnate in our bodies. So inhale deeply, and then with the exhale we'll untwist and coming back to center. Come into a boat. If you guys want to rest, you have to. But the boat posture would just engage your core and come up into our half boat pose or full boat and smile in this posture. It's actually part of the posture to smile and open the chest to the sky. And then exhale, bringing the feet back down, bringing the hands to the mat, lifting up and then dropping. It allows for the energy to come up to our head. And then we come back into boat. Or maybe it's a distraction between the ab workout. Deep breath, big smile. And then exhaling, bringing the feet back down. We'll come into bridge. So let's come into laying on our backs. And you can either bring the bottoms of the feet together here and allow the knees to fall open into a reclined bound angle position. If your body feels like it's ready for rest, you can bring the hands up and overhead. Or if you want to come into bridge, then bring the heels close enough to the hips so that your fingertips can graze them, about hips distance apart. And then exhale, allowing the belly to fall towards the mat. And inhale, slowly raising the sacrum up towards the sky. And maybe you can interlace the fingers underneath the spine, further opening up the chest and bringing the arms underneath the body. So deep inhale here, and then bringing the arms up and overhead, and then slowly, as if it was a massage, bringing the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. So we'll come into bridge one more time, sinking the belly down towards the mat. And then slowly inhaling, first the sacrum, and then slowly one vertebrae at a time. Taking a deep breath here. And then lifting the arms up and overhead. And slowly coming down, one vertebrae at a time. Excellent. And bringing the knees to the chest, hugging them close to the body, rocking side to side. Bringing the knees apart and threading the hands between the knees, coming into happy baby, meeting the feet and the hands together. And then rocking side to side, giving your sacrum and your lower back a nice little massage. So I thought we would come into a reclined pigeon. So you can bring the right leg down flat on the mat, and then bring the right knee almost in a 4 position, so that we come into our reclined pigeon. I can show you it like this. Yeah. Great. And then just laying into that, bringing the leg and your pigeon as close to your chest as you feel comfortable. And then we'll switch over to the other side whenever you're ready. So coming now towards the end of the class, starting to allow your mind to sink into a more restful state. Trying to notice different pockets of stillness and rest in the body. And then slowly releasing, hugging both knees towards the body. And we'll come into Halasana, Plow posture, where we bring the feet and legs up and over the head so it looks something like this. Like this. So the most important part of this pose is to not turn your head from side to side. Maintain your gaze straight in front so as not to compromise the neck in any way. Beautiful. And then from here, if you'd like to come into shoulder stand, just place the hands on the lower spine to support, and then pushing against the spine, slowly bringing the feet up towards the sky. Excellent. Well done. I find bringing the elbows as close together as I can really helps, and pushing down with the biceps against the mat helps. If you're having trouble breathing, you can lift the chin just a little bit to open up the breathing canal. And when you're ready, you can come back down into plow posture, and then remove the hands and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll back onto your mat. And from here, we'll come into a reclined twist. So bending the right knee and allowing it to fall over to your left side, and gazing in the opposite direction of your bent knee. And then coming to the other side when you're ready. And then when you want, coming back to center. Hugging your knees in one more time, giving yourself a tight squeeze. And thank yourselves for the intention you made to try and start the day off being conscious of your body and your health. And then releasing the legs into our final posture of Savasana. So allowing the feet to be a little bit wider than hips distance apart. Hands out to the sides, palms facing up. Closing the eyes. Taking a deep breath in, filling the lungs. And exhaling everything out, maybe even the mouth open. And just letting it all go. slowly coming back to the breath, coming back to the body. Taking a deep inhale, filling the lungs, wiggling the fingertips and the toes. Maybe opening and closing the mouth. Bringing the hands up and overhead, the feet together, nice big stretch, a morning stretch. And maintaining the eyes closed, slowly rolling over to your right side. Taking a moment here for yourself. Thanking yourself for all the hard work and the open minds. And slowly pushing yourself up to sitting, the eyes closed. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. And may we all have kind thoughts, kind words, and a kind heart. Thank you for coming. Namaste.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to Fit, bringing our knees as close to our underarms as possible.
You can take it with you to work, just shove it into a bottle. And also it's packed full of protein, it's full of iron and antioxidants. So yeah, take a look.